Good morning. Good morning. That was a beautiful song. Thank you all so much for joining us here at Wedgewood Church this morning. I am LaWonder McDowell, and I will be bringing the message today. First of all, I would like for us to bow our heads in a word of prayer. Dear Lord, I thank you so much for this day, and I thank you so much for the honor and the privilege to speak to your people. Lord, I ask that you guide my words so that they may bring comfort to those that need it, to direction that knows that need it, and love to those that need it. For all of these blessings, I ask in your wonderful and holy name. Amen and amen. I will be reading today from Esther 4 and 14. For if you keep silence at such a time as this, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another quarter, but you and your father's family will perish. Who knows? Perhaps you have come to royal dignity for just a time as this. This story takes place in Persia, the capital of Susa. This country was in a mess. Haman was an enemy of the Jews and had been appointed as the prime minister by the king Xerxes. He encouraged Xerxes to put out a decree to annihilate the Jews because of one petty official who would not bow down to him, to Haman. An entire race was to be exterminated. Mordecai sent word to Queen Esther to go before the king. Esther replied to Mordecai, I can't go before the king. I haven't been called. I haven't been called before him within the last 30 days. And she did not want to anger him. Now, when Mordecai heard this, he was very upset with her. And he said to her again, Mordecai told them to reply to Esther, do not think that in the king's palace you will escape any more than any of the other Jews. For if you keep silent for such a time as this, relief and deliverance will rise for the Jews from another quarter. But you and your father's family will perish. Who knows? Perhaps you have come to royal dignity for such a time as this. He let her know that, okay, you don't want to go talk to the king? He will kill you and your whole entire family. Now, even if you don't go, the Jews will be delivered. It may be by other means, but they will be delivered. But I believe that you were selected queen, for such a time as this. This caused me to look at our country today. We've been in a pandemic since March. We've had Black men all across our country killed for reasons, really no reason at all. The world has been protesting unjust treatment of unarmed people of color. Just like the Jews, we've been sitting under a leader who at any time could give a word that will cause many Americans to lose their lives. Remember, stand down and stand by? Those are the exact words of our president. What are the people of the United States of America supposed to do after we hear our leaders say that? Just like Esther, we've been put in a tight situation. This charge that Mordecai has given Esther, who knows that you were not put in the palace for such a time as this? Mordecai now detects that the hand of God has been moving and that Esther is on the throne for a purpose. This is where we see the providence of God moving now in the affairs of this nation. It's obvious that Esther, did not accidentally win a beauty contest. She was not accidentally the one who became queen. She's there for a very definite purpose. And God has been arranging things all the time. God is prepared for this event. God knows what is coming. That is why, friends, today we can trust God. When we put our hand in God's hands, God has the power to hold us. God knows what is going to happen tomorrow, next month, even next year. God will care for us. All we have to do is trust. Just trust in God. What has been happening in our world this year did not surprise God. God is fully aware of our heartache and our pain. God is aware of our concern about COVID. God is aware about our fears and concerns about when this virus is going to end. God hears the concerns of the business owner and how they will be able to survive with no sales or money to stay afloat. God is concerned with our teachers who are teaching our students. And the students, God has them in the palm of God's hands. God knows that they miss their friends, that they miss their sports, that they miss their time outside. God knows all of this. God also knows about the frontline workers who every day put their life on the line to make sure that everybody else is okay. God has the nurses and the doctors right in the palm of God's hands. I also believe that on November the 3rd, 2020, that God heard a loud cry from our nation. God hears our prayers. God sees our tears, and God has moved mightily on our behalf. God is up to something amazing for us. God did not accidentally choose Kamala Harris. God knows what is coming, and we have to trust the providence of God. God knows who to put in place and what time to put them there. God qualifies the called. In the midst of all of this turmoil, God has a way of sending a message to us, even in this time of the height of racism. God hears and puts us where we need to be. The timing, the message, and the messenger were all chosen by God. In her obedience, there was deliverance for her people. I thank you all for allowing me to share this word with you today. Before we leave, I would like to read to you all the Franciscan blessing. May God bless you with discomfort and easy answers, half-truths, and superficial relationships, so that you may live deep within your heart. May God bless you with anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that you may work for justice, freedom, and peace. May God bless you with tears to shed to those who suffer pain, rejection, hunger, and war, so that you may reach out your hand to comfort them, to turn their pain to joy. Amen.
Amen.